of the things that I really enjoy about working inside of Blender is that our tools can change to include a whole series of presets. Let me show you what I'm talking about specifically when it comes to the pencil brush in our draw series of tools here. Excuse me. So of course this is the result that we get. Let me make my radius a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. There it is. This is the good old pencil brush. And of course we can increase the strength to make those lines a little bit darker. Maybe I turn off some of my pressure sensitivity, and now we're getting, yeah, some nice consistent black strokes, which is pretty neat. Hit undo, get rid of that right here. Okay, I'm going to leave this last one on here just as a point of comparison. Now, the cool thing about the pencil tool is that we can change its preset values to give us a different look. If we go way over here to the right-hand side of our screen, I'm in this little tab that looks like a screwdriver and a wrench. All these other ones are going to bring to the surface properties that are for other items, but this first one, these are our tool properties, our active tool properties. And check it out, here's the pencil brush. However, if you click on this icon here, dun, da, 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 check it out, get a whole series of other presets, which is going to change the way that the draw tool works and looks inside of Blender. For example, let's do marker chisel. Yeah, check out this. Now, it's analyzing the angle of my pen tablet, and it's changing the size of the stroke based off of that angle, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. If you look at some of the other ones in here, here's marker bold. This is just a big fat marker, not too dissimilar from a traditional marker. The ink pen, the fountain pen, is kind of neat. Because look at that stroke now. It kind of randomizes the stroke as it goes along. Now, the reason I want to bring this to your surface, or bring this to your attention and to the surface, is just to make sure that you guys understand the options that you have when drawing your animations. Some folks like to go in, like myself. I like to block things out with the pencil brush, okay? Usually I start with a pretty low value in here. Just get a real nice idea of the way all of this is going to look. And then I'll come in with like the pen tool, for example, and I'll draw over those lines. I like to turn on the stabilized stroke as well. And this allows me to go in and make some really nice, clean pieces of artwork. So we can use these tools to aid in the process of creating our artwork, which is pretty neat. And let me guess, I'm going to get rid of this stuff here real fast. I'm going to go into my box select tool and drag out a selection box. And it's going to select all the strokes inside that box. Notice in my edit mode here, I'm on the stroke selection engine. And then simply, I'm going to hit the X key on my keyboard and just delete the strokes. Okay, so all those are gone. I want to return to my draw mode. There's one final thing in here that I want to show you when it comes to these presets. Of course, you can also get access to the presets up here. So let's go into Airbrush. There's the airbrush one. There it is. There's airbrush, which is pretty cool. Let's go into marker chisel again, because this is a really great visual example. Now, in addition, these presets can be applied to all of our other simple shapes down here as well. So if I go into the square tool, check it out. We have those same presets over here. So for example, let's do marker chisel. Excuse me. I'll drag out a square. And this one you can't see too much, but let's do fountain pen. There we go. And now you can see that we're getting that lovely jittering that we saw before. So these presets can be applied to a whole series of different shape creation tools inside the system, which makes it a very powerful extension to our 2D animation drawing and 2D animation engine.